All right, the little indicator there says that I'm live, and I look at my watch here, and yep, it's 6 o'clock. So, hello to and welcome to Breathe, Relax, Recover. And today we're going to do some floor work, some stuff on the ground. So, go ahead and, if you haven't already done so, create a little space for you on the ground. You don't need much, maybe like 4 by 4, kind of an area you can kind of reach your arms out will be about good enough. All right. So go ahead and take a minute, either on carpet or some padded area or something like that, where you can do that. If you feel like getting down on the floor isn't what you want to do tonight, that's fine. You can do this seated from a chair or in a couch or something like that, and I can show you how to modify a little bit for that. Okay. So while you're doing that, I'm going to go through all the disclaimer stuff and all the reminders. So the information in this video is not meant to cure, treat, or diagnose any kind of diseases or illnesses. So if you're not feeling good, go to get checked out by your doctor. And always, always, always keep yourself safe. Never move into pain, and never do anything that makes you uncomfortable. Okay. So if I'm running you through some breathing drill and it makes you feel weird or dizzy or just not good, or you don't like it or whatever, just stop. Okay. It's your lungs. You're in control of your lungs. You can breathe just however your normal breathing pattern is, regardless of what I'm saying or counting or trying to get you to do. So I always want to make sure you're safe. We're here to breathe and relax and recover. And if something I'm talking you through makes you nervous or you don't like it, then you're not relaxing and recovering, right? So just take a break and breathe at your own pace, whatever that means for you. Okay. So hopefully you found a little space here that you can get on the ground. And for starters, I'd like you in this shin box or 90-90 position. I don't care which leg is in front, but you basically got a leg and your foot touching your knee, and then this other leg is behind you. Okay, so it's that shin box or 90-90. Now, if you don't have the mobility to get in this close, okay, you can do something like this, where you just have your legs out in front of you, probably bent a little bit. And when we do our side to side work, then you can just roll like this. Okay. Now, if you're seated in a chair, you can do the same thing. You can just kind of roll yourself back and forth in the chair. All right. So the main point of what we're going to be doing today is timing our breathing with our movement, so that when we have a movement pattern, we can match the breathing pattern as well. Now, I really, really like this ground flow work that I'm going to show you. There's several sequences to it, but I'm just going to show you a couple today. It's kind of like what I did a few days ago when I did this. And this is kind of my go-to when I have a backache or something that's bugging me and I'm feeling off and I can't fix it. I come to this groundwork and I just roll around on the floor. And a lot of times that fixes me and makes me feel better. So I'm going to start with the most gentle version of that so you can experience that better feeling. Okay. When you're doing these, remember, try to keep your tongue in spot. If you don't know what that is, that's where you make an E sound with your tongue. So you're going E, and you hold the E, front teeth, so it's not touching them. Should my teeth be closed or open? And I just got a message saying your connection is stable. Please wait while we reconnect. Hopefully we're reconnected now after that little pause. Got a thing bugging me here on my screen. I'm going to make that go away. Okay, so back to the E, tongue in the spot, up high, and that's the place I want your tongue. Okay, now it's going to block off the airway to your mouth breathing and force you to breathe through your nose, and that's what I'd like for you to do. Now, if your nose is stuffy and you can't breathe through your nose, go ahead and drop your tongue just a little bit so that then you can breathe through your mouth. And your teeth, people say, should my teeth be touching or not? Like, sure, doesn't matter if they're touching, if slightly open, that's okay. It doesn't matter. Okay. The main thing is the E and holding that position. Okay. Belly breathing. Try to breathe down low. Breathe down here. Don't breathe up here. So if you're breathing like this and raising up your chest to breathe, that's paradoxical breathing. We don't want that. We want you breathing down here and low. So if you're breathing down into your belly, It'll make your belly go out, it'll make your sides go out, and your back will go out. All of that will go out together. Okay, so that's what we're after. So tongue in a spot, breathing down low in your belly, and then we're gonna roll around and we're gonna time our breathing with our movement. Okay, so for starters, go back here into the shin box. Either you're here in this fairly tight shin box. What I want you to do is just roll back and forth here like this. Okay, back and forth. You can use your hands behind you for support. If you don't have that kind of mobility, you can just stretch your legs out, maybe bend your knees a little bit, and roll back and forth here. Okay. Just kind of let that go and try to be relaxed with that. If you want, if that's uncomfortable for you, you can lay back like this and just bring your knees back and forth here. Okay, that actually feels really good for me today. So I'm going to do this version. If you want to sit up and support yourself, you can. There's another version of this where you actually don't support yourself. Your hands are out here and you rock back and forth like that. So there's different versions of these, right? But I'm going to do the simple one because it feels good to me today, where I'm laying down on my back. My knees are slightly bent, and I'm just rolling back and forth here. So my back kind of comes up off the ground a little bit here. I'm not trying to keep all of this touching the floor. I'm keeping my shoulder blades touching the floor, but I'm letting this go. If you have more mobility and you can keep your low back down and just move your legs, that's fine. Just whatever's comfortable for you. Let's just do this a few times and get kind of loosened up a little bit. All right, now let's add in some breathing. So go ahead and put your hand on your belly and have it so your fingers are just touching like this on your belly. And then breathe in down in your belly and see if you can get your fingers to come apart. So inhale, exhale, and your fingers would come back together. Inhale, exhale. And you should feel your hand moving, I'm exaggerating, obviously, like this. Okay. If you want, you can put something light on your stomach. You could put a book or something so you've got a little pressure and you try to make that book go up and down. I personally like my hands because I can feel when my exhale, my fingers come back together and touch, and when I inhale, they pull apart. I kind of do this. Okay. So let's do 5 breaths that way. We're just going to lay here. We're going to breathe in and out. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, in, out. One more time, breathe in and breathe out. Okay, cool. Now we're going to time some movement with it. I don't care which direction you're going, but start with your legs flopped over one side or the other. I don't care. Okay. And then what you're going to do is you're going to inhale. And on the inhale, you're going to bring your legs over to this side. And then on the exhale, you'll come back. Okay. So it'll be in, out, like that. Right. So before we go any further, let's do an assessment. Let's check how we're at. So this is a really easy one. Just bring your arm out 90 degrees from your shoulder, whatever this part of your body is, and just let your arm come down until it stops. And for me, it stops about right here. If I bend my wrist, I can just touch the floor. So that's where I'm at. And external rotation, I can't quite come all the way, and internal rotation about right there. All right. So let's go ahead and do this. Start at one side. Inhale. All the way over. Exhale. All the way back. Inhale. Exhale. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. And relax, breathe normal, reassess. And that didn't really change anything for me. It's about the same place. So that drill didn't do anything for me. Now, I don't know if that means I didn't do enough or if that's not the right drill for me. I maybe more reps would work. Maybe I need to do the sitting up version, okay, to see if that makes me better. So I'm going to try that, okay? And this time you can stay in the position you were if you want. I'm going to sit up and do them and show you how to go through those. And let's add one more thing to it. We're going to do a little pause. So we're going to breathe in. We're going to have our knees down to one side. We're going to pause just for a moment and hold our breath for that moment. And we're going to inhale to the other side, pause, exhale, pause, inhale, pause, okay? If that doesn't make sense, we'll do it together here, okay? So I'm going to do it from here, see if this helps me any better. So exhale, inhale, pause, exhale, pause, inhale, pause, exhale, pause, inhale, pause, exhale, pause. One more, inhale, pause, exhale, pause. Okay, and then reassess. So let's see where I'm at. Did that change? And yes, not a lot, but I'm definitely better. Before I was like here, and now I'm down just a little bit. So that's a little bit better for me, but that's typical. I need a little bit of load, even though it was relaxing to do it the other way. Okay, so I'm going to add another layer to this, another layer of movement, and you can stay at the first layer where you're laying on your back, just moving your knees back and forth. If you're seated, you can do that. You can do the version I just did where you're giving yourself some support here for just a little over halfway through. That's fine. So you're seated in this shin box in the position. You take a hand, and put it right next here to your leg, and then you're going to kind of rotate your elbow, like, so you can see it a little bit here. Kind of rotate your elbow a little bit. I'm exaggerating for the camera. You don't have to do that quite that much. You can do just this little roll. You're going to roll your elbow. There's just a little gap here between my hip and my elbow. And then you're going to roll your hand over to the back of your hand. And you come down and touch your shoulder. And you keep this tight tuck, right? And then you're going to roll over the other side to your other shoulder. Talk louder. Hopefully you can hear me. Now can you see that? Yeah, I can see that. It's down, and the back of my hand is facing the ground. I'm going to roll it so my palm is now down, and I push up. And then I'm back up here to this other 90-90 position. Then we repeat that. Roll, come around, and come up. Okay, it's important to get this roll here. Hopefully you can see that. I start out here, and as I swing my elbow around, I roll my hand over to the back. When I come up, I do the same thing, okay? So watch that part of the technique this time. So I'm here, I roll my elbow, I roll my hand, I come around, I keep this tight tuck, and come back up, and I'll come back around, and I roll it, and push myself up, okay? So that's the technique. Now we're gonna add the same breathing we've done with the I'm going to breathe out all the way one way, and I'm going to breathe in all the other way. Okay. Now, again, you can go back to doing it this way. You can do it this way, or you can do it with me where I'm coming up. Okay? Whatever you want to do. But we're all going to do the same breathing where we exhale all the way through and inhale all the way through. Okay, ready? Here we go. We're going to do this a few reps and see how this works for us. All right. So I'm going to start on the exhale. So big breath in, tongue to spot, in, belly breathe. And exhale. Now all my air's out. I'm going to inhale. And exhale. How was that? Okay, was that okay? So you get the idea. We inhale all the way one way, exhale the other way. So now I'm just going to do it. Hopefully you can hear my breath fairly well here. But just know I'm going to be going exhaling when I'm that way, inhaling this way. Okay, ready? Here we go. So all my air out first, and I'm going to breathe in. Breathing in. Now breathing out. Breathing in. Out. In. Out. One more time. In. Out. And stop in the middle. Breathe normal. Check your arm or whatever you're using to reassess with. And that's a little bit better for me, but not a whole lot. So that's not really doing much for me today. So whatever space my neurology is in today, these breathing drills aren't great for me. And that's okay. That's not a bad thing. That's why I'm teaching various different drills, so you can get an idea of what ones work for you or not. And if one day one works and another day another one doesn't work, then you can switch them up, right? So let's go ahead and do that. This is a real live example, right? That didn't work great for me. It wasn't really changing anything for me to make me more relaxed, even though I usually like these. So let's do just a long inhale. Now let's do the short inhale and the long exhale. And I'm just gonna lay down for this with my knees slightly raised. So I'm a little bit comfortable. I'm gonna go ahead and put my hands here on my stomach again. And we'll do a 2-second inhale with a 6-second exhale. So 2 in, 1, 2. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 1, 2. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In. Out, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, in. Out, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more time. In. Out, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax and breathe normal. Check your arm. And not really better for me. So let's try the other one. We'll do the short exhale and the longer inhale. So we're going to accentuate the inhale. So we'll do a longer inhale. So all year out, but I can't do the talk. So breathe in for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let it out. Breathe in for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it out. Breathe in. I'm going to count. Exhale. Breathe in. Exhale. Breathe in. Exhale. Breathe in. And breathe normal. Those aren't doing it for me today, but that's okay. So now you get the idea, though. The purpose of what I want to teach you today was not the example that none of these breathing drills work for me today, and that's okay. That doesn't discourage me. That just means I need to find a different breathing drill or whatever, right? Something, because I'm doing this on camera, whatever, just didn't work for me today. And that's okay. I have a whole bunch of other breathing drills that I can go to and do once I hit the in stream button down there at the bottom. I can fix myself with those. The point is to learn how to coordinate your movement with your breathing. Okay, so you're breathing in while you're moving one way, you're breathing out while you're moving another way. Rotation is great for that. A lot of us don't do a lot of intentional rotation, and real life is full of rotation. So most of our gym exercises are all linear with not a lot of rotation. So, but life is rotation. So that's why I like to do these rotating things. I like to roll around on my back. It just feels good to lay down. So I just wanted to get you doing that. Now there's all kinds of things you can rotate and do this with, right? So if you're practicing your golf swing and you're doing a super slow motion golf swing, you can time your breathing with that, right? And then you can speed it up and you can do it faster. You can do it with all kinds of things, right? Your tennis swing, your tennis serve, volleyball strike, all these rotations, throwing a ball, whatever it is. You can add in rotations and breathe with them and slow it way down and be intentional and work on that, coordinating your breathing with your movement. Now, we're over 21 minutes. Just one last thing about this. Don't always do it just one way. Okay, don't always rotate one way and breathe and then rotate the other way and breathe the other way. Make sure you mix it up so you're making a combination of those, because real life is sometimes we have to breathe in when we're moving one way and sometimes we have to breathe in when we're moving the other way. And if you only practice one way, then you habituate, I can only breathe in if I'm turning left. Well, there might be a life situation where you need to turn right and breathe in, right? So you want to make sure you practice both sides. All right, if you have any questions, put those in the comments. Even once the live stream is over, you can still make comments on these videos. You can send me an email at kyle@coachkyle.com. You can ask me questions. And one of the things I wanted to say, and I need to remember to send an email out for this, is if you have a specific breathing pattern that you want to learn or practice or know more about, like what part of the brainstem does it hit and that kind of stuff, send me a message. Let me know what kind of breathing you want to learn about, and we'll talk about it and go through it. Okay, cool. Awesome. Thanks for joining me. And we'll see you, what's today, Thursday? So on Sunday for another round of Breathe, Relax, Recover. All right, take care. Bye.